Welcome back to the Miami Marlins franchise as we continue the NLCS against the LA Dodgers. After taking a 2-1 series lead, we just need 2 more victories to finally make it to the World Series. Today could be that day that we've all been waiting for. Can we make it to the World Series at last? Behind Hank Holder and his incredible postseason run that he's been on. With Hank Holder playing this well and Doug Butcher, he's been great. I think we have what it takes. We just need to go win 2 out of 3 now to move on. And this next game will pit Spencer Schwellenbach against Maddox Bruns. Schwellenbach was our big free agent addition this past season, and he pitched to a 3.46 ERA. He doesn't pick up strikeouts at an elite level, but he's just a very stingy pitcher. Won't walk many, won't give up many home runs. But now strikeouts have been largely the key to our 2 victories so far in this series. Can Schwellenbach get those strikeouts that we've been getting? And if he's not, can we find a way to win regardless? Whoa! Hank Holder will be unable to play today due to some off-the-field circumstances. What is going on with Hank Holder? You cannot be serious right now. This would only happen against the Dodgers. I don't think I can add anybody else to the playoff roster. It's not like an injury. I just have to play down a man, our best player in the postseason, as we're trying to go up 3-1. So this means that Cam Smith is going to have to fill in at shortstop. He hasn't been playing at all in the postseason, and now he has to start for our top player. We're going to bat him 9th and hope for the best. Might I remind you, it was Game 4 in last year's NLCS, where Cole Sands had the 9th inning meltdown, allowing 3 consecutive home runs. That was our chance to go up 3-1. Today is another chance. That was the Cole Sands game. Right now I'm thinking of this one as the Hank Holder game. Where is he? Maddox Bruns, the lefty, will pitch for LA. Who steps up in Hank's absence then? LA looking for a way to even this series as we get underway. Edwards lead off because we're facing a lefty pitcher. Doug Butcher will hit much lower now. And a low fastball is called strike 3. Evan Carter, top hitter in the National League this season. The 2-0 is called low, ball 3. The Hank Aaron Award-winning Evan Carter. And Bruns runs the count full. And that is called strike 3 now. I don't think I've swung at a single pitch in the first dozen. There's the first of the day. So we're seeing a mid-90s fastball and a good deal of sliders. He's not shying away from that against our righties. And this one gets sent to right center. Norby will have extra bases. On his way to second and will hold there. It's a 2-out double. Joe Brown hitting 4th. Just 130 in the postseason, but did do well at the end of last episode. He had a 2-hit game, cleared the bases on a double. And a base hit from Joe Brown, and the streak will continue. In all 4 games of the NLCS, we have scored in the first inning. And in this case, it's all set up by 2 breaking balls missing over the plate. I've only swung at like 4 pitches so far, being real picky right now. Now Walker Jenkins, a little early on the swing. It's lifted and caught, but we're on the board. It's Spencer Schwellenbach, and he's got a chance to do what we couldn't do a year ago. Help us get a 3-1 series lead. Hammered by Chaparro, and this game is suddenly tied. He doesn't allow these often, but it happens just 2 pitches into his night. Buckle up, everybody. This is going to be a wild one. Now a fly ball from Josue to Paula, and Jenkins is under it for the first out. So in 180 innings this year, Schwellenbach only allowed 18 home runs. 1 every 10 frames. Let's hope that's his only one here against the Dodgers. Strike on Tucker. Oh, he was fooled by the curve. And then strike 3 on the splitter. Over the top, a low fastball, strike 2. And a good curveball placed on the outside corner. It is a 1-1 game through 1. Doug Butcher isn't quite the same hitter at the right-handed side of the plate. We'll see if he can still get us a couple hits. The team has a .320 on-base percentage. I think that's pretty good against postseason pitching. Under this one, though, he pops it up to De La Cruz. Johnny Grieve now, and he gets a good one to hit, but just softly flies out to left. Line drive to center, and Kobe Mayo has the Dodgers' second hit. And we got to deal with this guy again, Trevor Larnach. Foul. Now one hops in front of O'Hoppe, and he throws out Mayo, trying to take second. There's a chopper to the right side. Nice ground out. Wow, what a swing and a line drive to left field. 97 on that fastball, trying to wrap this inning up. And there's a called strike 3. All right, Cam Smith, he's in for Hank Holder. It's his first postseason at bat. Starting off the third. It's a ground ball, backhanded by Ellie De La Cruz. Quickly, 1 gone. That's a drive from Xavier Edwards. Deep to left field, and it's off the wall. Nearly a solo homer, but there is an extra base hit for Xavier Edwards. Just kind of sitting breaking ball right now. He hasn't located them all that well. Now, Evan Carter, wow, that was another one he misses high in the zone. Good location that time. He throws 4 consecutive sliders to get the strikeout of Carter. And of course, without Hank Holder, Norby hits behind Carter today. 3-1 coming to Norby. And he drives to center, but playable. Inning over. Moving along, we are bottom 4. Always trying to be careful pitching to Kyle Tucker. He chases another strike 3 out of the zone. I think Ellie swung the bat well here in this postseason. He's been ripping them down that first base line. Everything seems to come off his bat at triple digits. And that's why we have to miss his bat. Strikeout number 4 for Schwellenbach. Can't find a strike now against Mayo. Really don't want to put runners on for Trevor Larnach. But that's what we do on 4 pitches. Good pitch, and Larnach nearly sends it down the line for an extra base hit. This time a little inside, and that's weakly hit to Carter. We'll make it through the 4th. It has been so even through 4 innings. Bruns has 1 more strikeout. Schwellenbach a walk, while Bruns has none. Top of the 5th. The inning where games can suddenly take a turn. There is action in their bullpen, as the energy on Bruns is not all that high. So I'm expecting this to be his final frame, as Butcher cannot get it done this trip. Johnny Grieve got a high fastball and sends it a laser to left field. That'll be extras, holding at second. And that's where one of his hot zones is, high down the center of the plate. And Johnny's going to chase Bruns from this game with a runner in scoring position, every run critical. And they'll go to Michael Grove. Cam Smith, the batter. Not chasing that curveball. So Grove pitched a bit earlier in the series. I think he has 2 games so far, so we've seen him. Wish I let that one go. And a chopper. Good play at third. And Smith is retired. Couldn't sneak it past Mayo. But who's the guy we want up in this spot? 2 down, runners in scoring position. Xavier Edwards. And a roller. Put 2 pitches on that outside corner. He gets Edwards. Grove dialed in for the 5th inning, as Schwellenbach will try to make it a little bit further than Bruns did. And full count to Casey, right on that inside corner. He popped him up for O'Hoppe. Again, right on that inside corner with the cutter. 2 strikes on Dalton Rushing. 3-2, up and away. There's a walk. Runner aboard for Alex Freeland. And he sends it to Cam Smith. First one hit his way, and it's a double play. Excellent defensive play, and not an easy one at all. We get out of the 5th inning before things even can think about getting interesting. A drive from Norby. He gets a hold of the curve. It is gone. Marlins take the lead, top 6. Norby's first of the postseason, hitting in that 3 spot, usually held down by Hank Holder. What a moment for Connor Norby. 2-1 Marlins. This is just such a pivotal game. If we win, it's a 3-1 advantage. They'd have to win 3 straight to take it. But if they win this game, then it's anyone's series at that point. We need more, though. And I'm thinking we go bullpen now, bottom 6. Especially with the top of their order again. I think we go with a lefty. And try to make sure that they don't get after a pitcher whose pitch count's going to start getting up there. And a little late. That's 97. Joe Brown pops out. I think the issue here is Matsui probably shouldn't get a full inning in this spot. He's not rested. Maybe he comes in to clean up an inning, but he pitched too much in his last outing. It's the 6th inning. I'm going to go with Kenny Norris. This is a big spot, top of their order. Trying to set up the end of the game favorably. And here we go. Kenny coming after him. A screwball. Joe Brown hits his wrist, but no issue. Out number 1. 99, just clipping that top edge. Now a 2-1 fastball, and it misses just inches inside. Challenging him to Paula, up for that challenge, and Norby runs it down in deep left. Kyle Tucker, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. 101 just off the inside. He chases again. He's shown that he's willing to expand. 2-2 from Norris. He takes. What a colossal pitch this is. The 3-2 is flied weakly. And Jenkins has it. Nice job, Kenny. That didn't miss by much. Really trying to run into one of these with O'Hoppe. Just hitting 208. Working the count full. Now a base hit to center field brings up Doug Butcher, who can now go back to hitting as a lefty. Not off by much there. 102 off the bat. Backhanded. Good play to Ellie. Double play. And we're going to put Christian Scott in the game here in the 7th. Because of where we are in the lineup, and I know it moves Ellie back to hitting as a lefty where he's better. But we're also going to see Larnach this inning, and I didn't think that giving Norris, you know, a 4th out was really going to be the best idea. I'd like to see Scott and Soriano set things up for Bubic. But you got to be really careful when Ellie leads off because, one, he's an outstanding hitter, as we've seen. But you walk him, and you're basically giving him 2 bases. That is strike 3, a big splitter from Christian Scott. He misses high, and again, Mayo is ahead in the count with Larnach awaiting. That is past Johnny Grieve, a 3-0 green light, and that turns into a single. And here we go again. Fans out of their seats for Trevor Larnach. O'Hoppe again to second, and he gets Mayo the 2nd time. You just cannot run on a minor misplay there. He's going to get you. High to Larnach, and now he's ahead 3-1. And he watches the splitter go. It's a 2-out walk. And we're going to make a move. We're going to bring in Yuki Matsui. This is the situation where I liked him, just coming in with 2 down to try to close the inning. But if he can't get Casey, of course, there's a 3-batter minimum. Things could unravel. But he gets a soft chopper. Joe Brown makes the play. The lead holds. Cam Smith, not quite. It's snagged at second, and he's retired again. Uh-oh. Griffin Jacks, the pitcher who just came in for LA, is going to have to be removed. There's suddenly an injury, and they have to bring in Miguel Castro. It's a little one-hopper to Ellie, and unable to scoop it at first. And Edwards is on. That's an E6. And we all know Edwards, a very good base stealer. There he goes, and he is in, safe. Carter to the right side, big pick, and 2 gone. And again, in Holder's batting order spot is Connor Norby. He already put us on top with this big home run off that curveball. Can he do anything more for us? We could use some insurance. It's the top of the 8th inning. He's under this and maybe just missed it. Skied to center and caught. Wow, Will Smith was just brought into the game. And we're going to make a pitching change. It's George Soriano getting the 8th. They thought they were getting Will Smith against a lefty. Not so fast. Soriano. Can he get us to the 9th? Big time slider. He gets Smith on 3 pitches. Strike to Freeland. Oh, that was a good pitch. Just on that outside edge. Soriano, 1-2. He struck him out on the fastball inside. And we've reached the top of the order again. Andres Chaparro. He's the only one to produce a run on a leadoff home run way back in the 1st. He's jammed and falls behind. The 0-2. Just low from Soriano. 2-2. Not close. And here is the payoff. It is a base hit drilled to center. Josue DePaula 2 gone in the inning. Soriano up to 14 pitches. A dangerous one there. It turns foul. He busts the bat. Grieve on the grass. He cuts off Smith and makes the play. Johnny Grieve sends us to the 9th. Can we wrap this one up? We got to face Luke Little. He's been the toughest guy I've seen so far in the small sample of games we've had. He's a good lefty. All right, we have a 2-2 count. Now full. I'd love the chance to run Drew Jones and try to bring him around. And instead, popped up. There's a lot of space. And the catch is not made. Just found the dugout. And this one is sent out to center. But a lot of lazy fly balls today. That's going to right center. O'Hoppe with an inside-out swing. He's got extras. And he's going to round second. Took him a while to get to it. And O'Hoppe is suddenly in with a 2-out triple here in the 9th. Not sure he could have split the outfielders there more perfectly. They couldn't touch the ball until he was like a step away from second base. All right, Doug Butcher. As a righty, can he deliver? Oh, trying to go after that first pitch. The hot zones say we want it, kind of low and away. Fouls this one off now. Can we choke up and just put one in the outfield somewhere now? Contact swing is all we need. It's a strikeout, though. Top of the zone. And we're going to go to the 9th inning and try to end it with Chris Bubic. Man, shades of last year. Cole Sands had the chance. Now, that was with a large lead. And the inning unraveled before he entered the game, but we lost the lead when he was in there. And we have a new closer. But the same situation in terms of a chance to go up 3-1. Here's the closer we've trusted, Chris Bubic. It's his chance. Kyle Tucker, Ellie De La Cruz will hit. Now, Bubic, man, he really should have had a blown save in this postseason, but we managed to get through the inning once we removed him. 2-1, and just a piece. They don't like it. I wouldn't either. I get it. 2-2. And not chasing. 3-2. It's up the middle. Smith is... No! Cam! What happened? That wasn't one you have to dive for. He was positioned behind the bag. This looked like he was going to be able to get there to make the play. I guess maybe it was a dive? Kind of an awkward spot there. Tucker is on. Representing the tying run. Way out in front, Ellie De La Cruz. Trying to steal a strike here on the outside if we can. But now we're just falling behind. That's not called, and it's 3-1. He took a big cut there. A 3-2 count now. Bubic. Oh my God! Not called. It's a walk. It was right on the corner. 2 on, nobody out. And already now this is the biggest problem we've ran into in this game. We step off there. We're going to have a little mound visit here. Confidence is still fine, but he needs to throw some strikes now. Kobe Mayo. And another miss. 8 balls, 5 strikes. Come on. Another miss. All right, on the outside corner. Not too dangerous of a spot. And a slow roller right to Edwards. Gives it to Cam. 2 down. 1 out away. And you know who we have to face now. This one gains some speed there, hitting the mound. Second double play turned. Of course, it's Trevor Larnach. We're going to walk him. I want no part of Trevor Larnach here. We're going to bring up Owen Casey, who's 1 for 3. So the winning run for the Dodgers is aboard. A strike. Finally getting a first pitch strike. He puts a bunt down, and it goes foul. Are you kidding me? Well, you can't really afford to do it now. 0-2. He takes. 1-2. And he takes again. Strike 3, swinging. And the Marlins take a 3-1 lead in Los Angeles. We hold on for a 2-1 victory, the lowest scoring game so far. They had first and second, nobody out, but a key double play gave us the chance to end this, and we managed to hold on this year. We still need one more win, but this is the closest we've ever been. I didn't quite have the swing fully dialed in for that one, but it feels good to come away with a win regardless. We still had 6 extra base hits and 7 total, so at least we made the ones we had count for the most part. And yeah, we won the strikeout battle again, 7-8. The winner of the strikeout battle has won all 4 games of this series so far. I love the way we've played. And now we're 1 win from making it to the World Series. Game 5. Noble Meyer versus Brody McCullough. Is Hank Holder available to play this time, though? For the bullpen, the only 2 fully rested are Edwin Uceta and Brian Ariano. But I think Scott, Norris, they're going to be available in this one. It'll get interesting, trying to close, though, with Bubic. Because he's one of our most fatigued relievers. Same true for Matsui. Hank Holder, after a day off for unknown off-the-field reasons, is now back. Let this be our last postseason game against the Dodgers. We're trying to close it out in Los Angeles. We've already won 2 games here. And now we get Brody McCullough in Game 5. Doug Butcher leads off, and that's a breaking ball, not called. Mid-90s fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Here's a drive from Butcher, starting fast today, and that is over! A solo home run! We have scored in 5 consecutive first innings. I didn't want to say anything prior. But man, this is an awesome streak. These are not easy games to get runs in. And when you can just keep getting that first run early in the game, it's a confidence builder. 1-0. Oh my, I was thinking about back-to-back there. McCullough knocked it down, and Carter still beats the throw. Now is McCullough all right? He's all right enough to stay in the game. And welcome back to Hank Holder. After missing Game 4, he gets a little extra rest. Nobody else does. Carter's going. Tap to the right side. Carter wants third. And we're going to hold there. Just because I know DePaula's arm is pretty awesome in center field. We may have been able to score on that one, though. I was really playing it safe there with nobody out. Now Holder goes. It's chopped. Carter heading home. And it's 2-0 Miami. 2 was enough in Game 4. You can't trust it'll be enough again. But what a start. Now Holder's in scoring position. And Jenkins heads to right center. They won't catch it. A 2-run shot. 4-0 Miami in the first. McCullough is throwing meatballs. And we've brought our appetite to the stadium tonight. I've been patient in a lot of these games because I'm not usually getting pitches like this. But you know, when I sit down to play, it's often that second game where I spend the first, kind of finding my bearings and, making some bad swings, but cleaning it up by the end. Game 2 in a multi-game session is usually the one to keep an eye on. 4-0. Bases cleared. He does not have it right now. 11 pitches. We've swung at nearly all of them. And Edwards now has a single. Never mind. I thought that was landing. I got ahead of myself. Usually when you have that kind of swing with Edwards, it is a single, to be fair. He just finds a way. Joe Brown, weakly hit to short. And for the Dodgers, they're really going to have to get the bats going quickly. And it's a big spot for Noble Meyer. He's done well in the postseason. Can he go give us 4 to 6 good innings again? Now, with this 4-run lead, there is, of course, a little bit of room for error, and that's nice on a day where we're going to have to use some bullpen arms that are not completely fresh, which is, I'm sure, the same case for Los Angeles. Weekly hits. Joe Brown cannot scoop it cleanly, and that's going to be an error on the throw from Johnny Grieve. Reaching to Pala, that's wide of third by just a couple inches. And now jammed in front of Norby. He comes on to make the catch. Kyle Tucker, right side, out of reach. A hit for Los Angeles. Really don't want to see them answer with anything here in the first. I can't believe how lucky we just got. Infield fly, as Ellie had a meatball of his own there. Two-seamer gets us ahead. Meyer missing low, and here is a 3-2 count. With 2 on, runners go. 106 off the bat. Try this again. He misses inside, and that is going to load the bases for Trevor Larnach. And walking him isn't an option this time. And how I wish it was. But he flies to left. We caught a couple very big breaks there. We got extremely lucky. Now, can Brody settle in at all? You wouldn't want to have to use the bullpen, already in the second inning in what's now an elimination game. And Johnny Grieve sends one the other way. Hit it well, but it gets run down. It all started with this man, Doug Butcher. Now he's on top of it, and it's a much better second inning. Owen Casey leads off the second. He's got a hit. Norby keeps it to a single. And a line drive to right. Jenkins right there. Runners going. Ohapi throws, and he gets him. You are not getting that extra base on him. Whether he drops it, whether he makes the play cleanly, Logan Ohapi has been a huge advantage for us defensively. And it's the same guy who picked up a triple in the 9th inning of the previous game. He has great offense. I haven't been great hitting with him overall. Still trying to get it going. And here's the 3-2 to Alex Freeland. Wow. He went down for it. That is foul. Okay, that's a foot high. He walks. Not the smoothest first 2 innings for Noble Meyer. As we get to the top of the order now for the second time. 2 strikes. Not called, and that was clearly strike 3. 3-2. And hard hit. Wow, couldn't get the out there. We will here. That was weird. 5-4-3 for the final out. Carter on top of this one a tad early, and he's retired. Heart of the order up again for Los Angeles. Here is Kyle Tucker. That was dead center. You know, we've run into some games where the Dodgers can just hit anything. Great pitches, bad pitches, they all find a way to fall somewhere. Today, they are not hitting the ball well. There have been 3-4 instances where there's a dangerous ball, and against these hitters, you're expecting the worst. But so far, it's 3 scoreless for Noble Meyer as he strikes out Ellie. 3-0 to Walker Jenkins. McCullough, very good in the second and third. Now in the fourth, Jenkins will try to get his second deep to center. On the track, there is just enough room. Edwards now, that's to right, and run down. And on an 0-2 pitch, McCullough just drills Joe Brown. And here's Logan O'Hoppe. He is hitting .259, that's certainly good, especially from a catcher. I'm just not that confident hitting with him. I feel like I haven't actually hit that many home runs or really had a lot of great swings. I don't know. From player to player, my confidence level's like completely different. You know, it's like at the max with Evan Carter and Xavier Edwards. A little bit lower, but still good with like Norby and Hank Holder. And it's far lower with like Johnny Grieve, Logan O'Hoppe, Walker Jenkins to a degree, especially left on left. And I think that confidence matters in a game that's just so timing based and everything. If you're not confident, you're already putting yourself at a disadvantage. He's just clustering these pitches, trying to find a way to do something with them. This is by the catcher. Whole lot of space behind him, too. That puts a runner in scoring position. He got him. What a pitch to put him away, too. 93 on the edge. That's one of his better pitches. Bottom 4, Los Angeles. Another one that's down the middle. Not where you want it. And that should be an easy play for Carter. He won't move much at all. Good two-seamer here to Larnach. Larnach hitting 200, and now a little bit lower on the strikeout from Meyer, his second. Swing and a miss. Some of his sharpest stuff here in the fourth inning. Owen Casey. Grounded to Hank Holder. Smooth operation, inning over. And we're into the bullpen. And they're going with their best guy. It's Luke Little facing Johnny Grieve. So McCullough does recover, but giving up 4 in a postseason game, that's tough. Oh my! Johnny Grieve runs into one. That is drilled to center. No doubt 460 from the 5'6" Johnny Grieve. His third home run puts us up 5-0. I talked earlier about me not being that confident with Johnny Grieve, and it's because him being 5'6", like the top of the zone, I have a hard time with. It's just a different strike zone when you're short. And on top of that, Johnny, I think against righties, isn't even a good high ball hitter. That's smoke to right. Dalton rushing. It's got a chance. And it hits the base of the wall. Rushing leads off the fifth with an extra base hit. Dodgers need a spark. And they got a good bottom of the lineup here. Freeland lines out to Norby. Big cut from Chaparro, trying to repeat that home run from Game 4. Just pitching him outside, trying to catch him out in front. Don't want to pitch him inside right now, but just to switch up the at-bat a little bit. Let's go 1 in, and he pulls it. 2 gone. And just like that, they have the leadoff double. And in no time, the inning is already wrapped up. Connor Norby hitting here in the 6th inning, one of our stars. He's absolutely evolved into one. I think Norby leads the series for me in unexpected home runs. Swings that I don't think are anything special, but he finds a way to just make them no doubt homers regardless. 3-2. You don't want to be done scoring. Called strike 3. Up the middle, Edwards, no. Freeland, a really nice throw to retire the side. All right, Noble Meyer coming out for the 6th inning. 3rd trip through the heart of the order. And the Dodgers are trying to get back in this game desperately. Season on the line. I think Meyer's been better in the last few innings as Tucker again goes down the left field line, as he's done over and over again. I think I'll make a change here. I'm going to put in Kenny Norris, forcing Ellie to hit as a righty. Larnach also probably hitting in this inning. And again, I go first pitch screwball, like in the outing usually with Kenny Norris for some reason. I'm like, I know I'm going to be throwing a bunch of fastballs. Let me throw a screwball here first. Big spot here for the Dodgers now. Can they finally get something going out in front? Way inside, 3-1. And line drive at Norby, and it one hops in front of him. Tucker to third. Dodgers have a threat. And it was Tucker and Elion for Kobe Mayo in the 9th inning of Game 4. And he grounded into a double play. Now with Norris. Come on, you got to call that. Not locating great right now, that's for sure. And Norris walks him on 4 pitches. A chance to completely turn this game on its head now. It's Trevor Larnach. High curveball. Come on, Kenny. It's still a strike. It's foul. 0-2 and very low. It's hard sometimes to get close to strike pitches if we're not just throwing the fastball with him. Curveball. Holder there. We're going to go 6-4-3. Double play. Dodgers get their first run. Yeah, I maybe could have gone home, but on a routine play just to get 2 outs there at the 5-run lead with little risk, I think I'm okay with that trade. Kenny trying to find his fastball now to finish off the inning. It's Owen Casey. Wow. A foot high, and he waves at it. Been there. He struck him out. O'Hoppe finds the ball, delivers to Joe Brown, inning over. Joe Brown sends one into the stars. It's turning foul. And there's somehow just enough room. Great catch. O'Hoppe, that fastball was centered. Still cannot get that big swing I'm wanting. Here is Edwin Uceda getting the 7th inning. LA trying to keep chipping away. It's a leadoff hit yet again. Freeland, oh, it's hit to Joe Brown. He throws it into left. And now Norby. Guys, settle down. E3 on Joe Brown. Thought we had 2 there. 2 on, nobody down. Good sweeper. We've been able to get ground balls when we need them. Not many strikeouts here in Game 5. Ooh, that's a good pitch. Uceda trying to get us one. And another chopper. Holder, he throws to second. That's a double play. Close calls on both outs. I wasn't sure we had that out at second. Very tough throw from Hank Holder. That's why he's an all-star shortstop right there. What a sweeper. Edwin Uceda, 2 strikes. He got DePaula. What an inning. He pitched outstanding. That's a drive to left center and extras off the bat of Evan Carter. He'll take second. That's a 1-out double. And Holder already drove him in once in this game. Hitting .357. It's by the catcher. Rushing can't stop it. And now with 1 out, there is an extra run for us waiting at third. And swing and a miss on the low slider. Another one by the catcher. And here comes Carter sliding in under the tag. That's 3 wild pitches now on the Dodgers. I mean, it's not even close. And he just did it again. I don't know how he does it. Gone. Connor Norby on a pitch down and in. I'm thinking there's no way. These home runs continue to sneak up on me. Second game in a row with a long ball. Norby puts us up 7-1. I mean, I'm never expecting a home run on a ball hit in this location. Uceda's going to go a little bit longer here in a 6-run game. Kyle Tucker is next. And on the inside cutter, he puts it in left or right. And Jenkins is there. Uceda now falling behind Ellie, and it's a 4-pitch walk. In that case, then we're going to make a change, and here comes Brian Ariano. He is fresh. And we'll see if he can wrap up this inning and maybe get us more. 1 gone. Mayo at the plate. How do you not see that's a strike? How? It's the NLCS. You got to be on top of your game. Mayo lifting. And Jenkins is measuring. Another routine play. Trevor Larnach. Dodgers need someone to give them a big swing that gets them at least within a grand slam, and that's a big miss. 0-2. He just misses the outside edge. Just off with the slider. And over Ariano. Holder is there, and he retires Larnach. We are through 8. I'd love one more. Xavier Edwards contributes. And we're not going to try taking second. Another hit. Joe Brown is on the board. DePaula trying to cut it off, but Edwards is already rounding third, and he is in. 8-1 Miami. It's just all been coming together in this postseason run. We've pitched extremely well. That's got to be foul. Oh, Hoppy, it is. Off the foul pole! 10-1 Miami! The exclamation point from our catcher. He hits his first of October. And what a way to do it. I thought that was foul by like 10 feet. I mean, how does this thing stay fair? Look at the way it bends and then just comes straight down parallel with the foul pole. 9 runs up. What a team, guys. We are now 99% likely to be going to the World Series for the first time. I would not want to be on the other side. And Dodger Stadium is emptying out, especially here behind home plate. LA fans do not want to see any more of the Miami Marlins. Over the head of Jenkins, he runs back, and he's going to settle under and catch it. Did he go? He did! It's strike 3 on Alex Freeland. And the Dodgers' season is down to their final out. With a runner on first, it's Andres Chaparro. Grounded up the middle. Holder is going to throw it on to first, and the Marlins have won the National League pennant. We've just won 4 straight games against the Dodgers, 3 of those in Los Angeles. After they got the better of us last year and broke our hearts, it's our turn to go to the World Series. This team is spectacular. I love playing with them. It's such a fun roster. And now we're going to have a chance to play for it all. After all these months of building this team up over 7 seasons. And I can't wait to see who it's against. All of the starters had a hit in this game. We had 4 home runs. We only struck out 4 times. The Dodgers struck out 5. They just never got the bats going. They really needed that 9th inning in Game 4 to go their way. That would have changed the entire series. We have won, and now await our opponent. And the Minnesota Twins and Cleveland Guardians are currently tied 2 games each. We're getting a lot of extra rest ahead of this series. And now we get to kick back and see how the ALCS wraps up. So Minnesota is in Cleveland, the series is tied, and the Twins lose in Game 5. But they get to return to Target Field now. And the Guardians are pitching one of our former starters in Braxton Garrett here in Game 6. All right, Minnesota with a chance early on against Garrett. They got 2 on, nobody out. Royce Lewis at the plate. Royce hitting .297. We have not seen Garrett in quite some time. I just didn't think he had a huge ceiling in Miami. And you know, it was hard to think about a lot of those players making an impact with how far we'd have to go and how many years it would ultimately take to be competitive. So Garrett strikes out Royce Lewis. And that brings up Brent Rooker, who, as you can tell by his 138 average, seems to be struggling for the 2nd straight postseason. He has no homers. That's safe to say. He didn't show up a year ago. The Twins need him now, or their season's going to be over, perhaps. And Rooker strikes out in ugly fashion. That's hard to watch. Driven by Connor Wong, center field. That is Byron Buxton who runs it down. Why is he wearing number 27? You know, I always hear from you guys about numbers changing on players. You know, baseball is like the one sport where I don't really notice numbers on players. It's really irrelevant because you're never really confused. You know what position everybody plays. You know where they hit in the batting order. Like, numbers in football are really important because there are 22 people on the field. It's a mess. Numbers are helpful. But in baseball, I really just forget they're there unless it's like, you know, Aaron Judge wears 99. That's easy to remember. And, you know, some of my favorite players. Byron Buxton, 25. Torrey Hunter wore number 48. Johan Santana wore 57. But even in my series, I don't know what number Connor Norby wears. I have no idea. I don't even know what number Evan Carter is off the top of my head. Anyway, it is 2-0. Byron Buxton is, he's wearing number 27 because he's not a Twin. That's why. Guardians already up 2-0. You're telling me Byron Buxton is helping close out Minnesota. That is a caught stealing at second base of Travis Bazzana. But yeah, I just don't really think of numbers when it comes to baseball players at all. That's up the middle, man. That is tough. Just a little jam shot poked through the middle. 69 off the bat. 3-0 Guardians. That's the most Guardians hit I've ever seen, by the way. Just like an XBA of 115. And of course it happens with 2 outs and a runner on third. I'd like to remember the numbers better, but I think the reason I don't is because it hasn't really been practically necessary. If I want to know who a guy is, I'm checking what position he's playing or where in the batting order he is. So, like, I don't know. I never use a number to get an answer. Players just have numbers because it's what you do in sports. But baseball doesn't even need them. And also, there are, like, no rules. You know, back in my day, receivers, they had numbers in the 80s. Then they had numbers in the teens. In baseball, it's like anything goes. There are no rules. I find it a lot harder even in today's NFL and in college because the numbers aren't really a shortcut to telling you what position a guy is as often, you know, as it once was when there were rules. But in baseball, I don't know. Aaron Judge could wear 99, and that stands out, but nothing else really does. Hey, it's Marcelo Meyer. We traded him to Minnesota. So regardless of who we end up facing, and right now it's looking like Cleveland, we're going to see at least 1 or 2 familiar faces. Oh, that's ugly. Pulled to the right side, Jordan Walker jumps over the bowl, and it's out number 3. Twins still without a run. If Brent Rooker doesn't hit a home run, they have no chance. They really don't. Braxton Garrett, 6th inning. Come on, Rooker, I know you got it in you. You're a 2-time MVP, 1 in each league. 2-0 count, sit fastball here. Do you get one? Not quite. All right, 3-1, and he's so late, and that's 91 miles per hour. 3-2. At least he didn't chase. But it looks like these big spots keep coming down to Connor Wong. It's inside out. It's past Rooker, into right, and the Twins, they might be sending a runner home. He gets tagged on the ankle. Royce Lewis is out. This is Minnesota sports right here. How do they record an out on that? Just got the cleat. We got ump cam here. How do you get out like that, man? It's a good call. It's so sickening. So here are a few of the hitters that we may have to get to know. How about Big Christmas, John Kenzie Noel? He has a few postseason home runs. 2 on. Eduardo Salazar trying to keep this thing somewhat close. I love seeing everybody here in their puffy winter jackets as well. October in Minnesota, not fun. It's just pre-winter. When I was a kid, it was nice. As I got older, it seemed to get colder and colder every year. Noel to right. Oh my God. Brent Rooker, is that you? An error? Bases loaded? Brent Rooker, man, this guy is not October ready. I was right to replace him with Doug Butcher. Doug Butcher, who led off Game 5 with a home run and has hit nearly 300 in the postseason. Why is he playing the field? Who are they possibly DHing that needs to be in the field less than Brent Rooker? Heston Kjerstad strikes out. Oh no. Oh no, Byron Buxton in that Guardians uniform. Get that off my screen. That's a strikeout. Good slider from Salazar. Jarren Duran. See, now we're getting to the top of their order. Duran, Bazana, Tristan Casas. This one is hit out to left field. Well for Jordan Walker and caught. Nice job getting out of trouble by Salazar. That's a nice slider. Just a piece of that outside edge. Marcelo Meyer for Minnesota should have struck out looking. Buto will try it again, and he strikes him out on the high fastball. Twins trying to get something with the top of their lineup, but Jacob Young skies out. Blaze Alexander. So he's the DH that keeps Brent Rooker on the field. Swing and a miss. Twins, you're running out of chances. Strike 3 on the fastball, and the Twins will trail by at least 3 in the 9th. What a swing by Travis Bazana. And that is a ground rule double. Speed ran successfully. A lot of good lefties in this lineup again. I think Kenny Norris stays on the playoff roster. Game 1 is going to feature Kyle Harrison with a lot of additional rest. Big miss there. If I had to change up anything, it would be to get another lefty in the bullpen. It's somewhat tempting to find a spot for Jorge Vizcaino, but I don't know if I want to make the move. Foul tip, hung on to strike 3. A strikeout of Brian Rocchio takes us bottom 9, and the Guardians send out Ryan Helsley. Wow, those are good numbers. He was our closer in the Cardinals franchise. And here's a little peek at what we could be up against in the World Series, unless the Twins can pull off a comeback. Royce Lewis, Brent Rooker, they'll have some big bats this inning. Where's that fastball velocity at here in 2031? That was 100. And Buxton measures and retires Royce Lewis. This is sad for me. But man, were we ever right about moving on from Brent Rooker at that time? He wasn't great last October, and that was part of it. But I really thought that Doug Butcher could be a difference maker this year, and he has been. Nice catch, Buxton almost overran it. He retires Rooker. It's up to Connor Wong. Grounded to third, and the throw is perfect. The Guardians are moving on. They won the World Series a couple years ago in the franchise, and now they'll take on us. The World Series begins next time as we open at home against these AL champion Guardians. That was not a good fight there by Minnesota. Really disappointing Game 6. And their season is now over. Kyle Harrison faces Nick Lodolo in Game 1 of the World Series. Here is the Guardians roster. Where are they? There they are. Lodolo, Garrett, McClanahan, Sanchez, Allen. How many lefties do they have? 3 relievers and all 5 starters. So Xavier Edwards then is leading off the entire series, it appears. That's actually incredible. They found 5 lefties. And then they'll hit a bunch of lefties at the same time. And again, do I want that extra lefty arm? It might be nice, but it's hard to think about who would lose their spot. And no one's pitched bad enough to really warrant losing their spot. Soriano's been really good. Johnny Brito, Edwin Uceda. So I might stick with this exact same roster. In the postseason, the Guardians have hit 267. We've hit 247. For runs scored, they have 71 to our 41, but I imagine they had to play a few more games. Runs per game would be a little bit more useful. So I'm looking at more of these rate-based statistics, and we have the same slugging. Looks like on base, the edge does go to Cleveland. And for team ERA, 2.3 is what we have. The Guardians are sitting at a very respectable 3.5. Johnny Grieve and Walker Jenkins lead us with 3 home runs each. Carter, Norby, and Butcher all have multiple. Butcher, Edwards, Carter, and Holder all have 10 hits to lead the team. Hank Holder has driven in 9, and he's stolen 5 bases. 4 for Doug Butcher. And for our pitching, Chris Bubich has actually been one of our most disappointing pitchers so far. He had that really bad outing against the Mets where he gave up a run and didn't get any outs. And then it was a rough game there against the Dodgers in Game 4, but he got kind of through it. It was a little messy. Peralta's given up 3 homers, 2 for Chris Bubich. That is something he can't do in the World Series. Christian Scott's given up a 2.08 whip. So there is still room for our 2 most counted on relievers to pitch a lot better than they have. But also, we have a lot of relievers who have pitched better than expected. Will that continue? We'll answer those questions starting next episode. It's finally the World Series in the Miami Marlins franchise. Thank you all for watching today's video. Leave your thoughts down below on how we should approach the World Series. Subscribe to the channel and have a great day, everybody. I'll catch you in the World Series.